Hey you guys, so today we're going to be making homemade marinara sauce. Alright, so right now I have the stove top on a medium-low heat, around a 4, and I have some olive oil. So we're going to let that get started. Then we're going to put our diced onions in. And here, I'm going to show you real quick. Here's the tomatoes. We're using plum tomatoes that I like my tomatoes to be kind of like, I like there to still be some consistency, so I don't like it to be too mashed up. But yeah, what you want to do is get your plum tomatoes and you want to separate, as I've done here. You see how I separated? So I took that out of there, and that way that's separate, drained it, and then smash them up over here. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes to get started with the onions. I'm gonna hold this real quick. Make sure you're pointing that. So I'm using a little bit more than a medium onion, but all you really need is a medium onion. And I have some roasted garlic. So what I did was I put the roasted garlic in a 400-degree oven, and I put it in here for about 60 minutes, about an hour. You don't have to put it in that long. You can just leave it in for about 30 minutes, but I like mine to be browned. So we're gonna let that sit there for a minute, and that way it's not so hot. So some of the spices I'm gonna be using is basil, parsley, oregano, pepper and salt. And again, we have our plum tomatoes. I use the Cento. Hold on for a second. So this is the kind I use. Really good tomatoes. And then for my olive oil, I use Partana. This is the kind of olive oil I use. I think that this is like the best, cheaper olive oil that you can get here in the States. It's a cold press. It's Robusta. It has like a fruity flavor to this one. And it's good quality. It comes in a dark bottle. You can get them in a tin as well. It tells you the harvest date, the expiration date, all of that stuff. All the stuff that you need to have a good olive oil comes from Sicily. So you can get these at Walmart. You can get them at on Amazon. You can get them in the tin on Amazon. I think you might be able to get them in the tin in Walmart, but that's like a distributor that does that. I'm actually going to turn this up a little bit more. I thought my pan was hotter than it was. So I'm going to just put some salt and pepper on the onions. I'm going to give it a couple minutes to cool down on the garlic before I try to, let me see if I can. Yeah, it's really hot. I might just want to wait a minute or two. But look at that garlic. Looks delicious. So yeah, later today we're gonna make a homemade stromboli, and I want to make a homemade marinara sauce to go with it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am kind of cheating a little bit with my homemade stromboli. I just bought pizza dough, so I'm gonna call myself out on it. Now, as you can see, I like a lot of onions. I like a lot of garlic as well. But you don't have to put this much in. A medium onion will do. I put 2 small onions in because, like I said, I like onion. And as far as how much garlic you need, I would say if you're just using if you're not roasting your garlic and you're just using regular garlic, I would say about 5. But again, I like a lot. This is still too hot, but part of me wants to try it. I'm gonna save some of that for later. So I'm gonna actually just use a fork and mash it up. That garlic is looking nice. Then it's going to take a little bit for the onions to cook down. I'm going to use a white wine as well for the sauce. So happy moon day, you guys. It's kind of it's raining here. So I felt it was a perfect day to make something homemade on a rainy day. Just going to give it another minute or two to kind of cook down a little bit more. Nothing is better than homemade, as long as you can do it right. But nobody really taught me how to cook growing up. It wasn't until I got older that I actually started wanting to learn how to cook. I got a job working for the Catholic charities, and I would cook for retired priests. And that's when I really started to learn how to cook. Because trust me, the priests will tell you if your food is trash. And you don't want to hear that your food is trash. It motivates you to cook it the right way. I think I'm going to add a little bit of just regular garlic as well. Again, you do not have to be as insane as I am. I just love onion and garlic. So I'm just going to put just a spoonful, maybe a teaspoon of minced garlic. Well, maybe a half a spoonful. So I'm actually going to just put this much in, so you can see. Again, whenever you're making stuff, do it the way you like it. You don't have to follow things exactly. I'm going to turn this down, it's a little too hot. You don't have to follow things exactly the way other people do it. Do it the way you like it. Everybody's different. Everybody likes things a different way, right? Okay. So I'm going to actually add some of my wine in here now. So I'm going to add like a half a cup of white wine. I'm just using what I have on hand. So, and we're going to turn this down to like, I'm going to turn it down to like a, like in between, like a 3. I'm going to actually drink some of this while I'm talking to you guys. I only have a little bit left. So, let's see here. Just going to put it in a regular glass because I don't feel like dealing with all that. Finish up the bottle. Make sure that, and this is just going to be in the simmer for a couple minutes, like 2-3 minutes. You guys should smell this. It smells delicious. Now let me get this cleaned up a little bit because I'm making a mess, and it's just driving me nuts. You guys should smell this. It's looking yummy. We just want the taste of the alcohol to cook down in it. Hey, could you grab me? Actually, here, just hold this. I'll grab it. Here, can you hold this? My stand broke, you guys, for my phone, so yeah, I'm trying to improvise a little bit. So again, like, let me just show you. You're gonna need 2 cans. Let me get the Cento. All right, so you're gonna need 2 of these 28-ounce cans. Again, 1 medium onion, about 5 cloves of garlic, or to your liking. I added more because I am obsessed with onion and garlic, but you don't have to. And then you just want to mash this up. I like it a little chunky, so as you can see, it's not totally mashed up. But again, everything is to your liking because you're going to be the one eating it. And I did strain my tomatoes. You don't need all that liquid. You can use that for like what you strained out. You can use it later for whatever. I'm going to add that to my salsa. I'm going to make a homemade salsa tomorrow. So this is about reduced at this point. Should be cooked down. So we're just going to add in our tomatoes at this point. Can you hold this? These lovely tomatoes. Right. We need to scrape the sides, you guys. Make sure you scrape the sides. Look at this. Look at this beauty. All right, and we're gonna add a little bit of the water that I have in these cans. So I just added a little bit of water to each of the cans. Can you see it, guys? And then just pour that in. And we're gonna add about a tablespoon and a half of each, the basil, the parsley. Now I only have this much parsley left in here, so I'm just gonna add the rest of that in here. I'm not sure how much is in here, but the whole thing is gonna go in there. Okay. And some basil. I'm gonna put about a cupful in there of basil. And some oregano. I'm gonna do a half a cup of oregano. And then we're gonna salt and pepper it. And we're gonna let this go for about, I don't know, around 20 minutes maybe. Now it might sound like I'm putting a lot in. I'm not. I always have a hard time adjusting this. So I'm just gonna, it's on the small setting. So it's not really putting a whole bunch in, so. And, you know, when you go to make stuff, if you're not sure if you want as much as I put in of stuff, try like a teaspoon of each, or maybe even just a tablespoon, and taste it. See if you want more. Always taste your food to see if it's the flavor that you're looking for. You guys, this is already looking good. So I'm going to put this on a 4 just to get it to a simmer. Once it gets to a simmer, I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to put it to a 6 for now. I'm just trying to raise the temperature since we just added the water and the tomatoes and all that stuff. This is looking so good, you guys. I'm actually going to taste it for flavor right now. This is yummy. Look at that, you guys. It has a really good taste. I am going to add a little bit more salt. And again, it hasn't cooked yet, so all the flavors have not combined. A little bit more pepper. And I'm just going to add a little bit more basil, because I really like basil to stand out in my dishes. Again, it's going to intensify its flavors after it's cooking. So it's best to check it after it's cooked a little bit. And we're just going to let that go for about 20 minutes, you guys. So that was just a quick video on how to make it. About 20-30 minutes. You can cook it as long as you want, to be honest. You can just keep adding water, put it on a very low setting. And the longer you let this sauce cook, it's going to have a deeper flavor to it. Just make sure you just keep it on a very low setting, and it'll be really good. But again, if you're looking to eat it sooner than later, about 30 minutes will be enough. So as you can see, it's bubbling a little bit. I'm going to just give it a minute to start to simmer. And then you can see it's starting to simmer a little bit. This is going to be a good sauce, guys. And always taste it for flavor. Tomatoes soak up salt. So you might feel that you need more salt in it. But again, wait towards the end to see if you need more salt. And then add it. And just add like a teaspoon at a time. Don't go too far with it because there's a thin line between needing more seasoning and over seasoning it. With salt, at least. Especially salt. You guys should smell this. It smells delicious. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because I don't want the sauce to start popping. So we put this down to a 2. So yeah, again, it's 2 of the Cento cans, the 28 ounce. Put some oregano, basil, parsley, salt, pepper. You guys can start off with like a tablespoon and a half of each, maybe a little less of the oregano because oregano is a bit stronger. I put about 5 cloves of garlic. I used roasted and then I added a little bit more because I'm insane. And about a medium onion. And of course I used 2 small, so I guess that would be probably the equivalent of a large. But everything is according to the way you like it. This is looking delicious. I might go live later, probably around like 5 o'clock, if you guys want to watch how I make this stromboli. I'm going to make 2. My mom has been on this vegetarian kick lately, so I'm going to make hers a vegetarian one with like peppers and mushrooms and onions and, you know, maybe some tomatoes in it. We'll see. And then some of the roasted garlic that I have here. And I was thinking about putting some ricotta in it, but I'm not really sure about that. We'll see. So yeah, this is about it, you guys. So I appreciate you guys joining my live. And again, just keep it on a very low simmer for, I have it on a 2 setting. And it seems to be doing well on that. Each stove is going to be a little different. So you might have to adjust it according to your stove. But it should be around that range. And about 20-30 minutes. If you want to cook it longer, it'll come out very delicious. I would just put it maybe on even a 1 and just let it simmer for hours and just add a little bit of water at a time if you see that it's reducing too much. All right, you guys, have a wonderful Monday. Thank you for joining me. And if you could, go ahead and follow. And I appreciate you guys joining me. Have a good day, guys. Bye.